Hey Believers, this is SuperZombGBBQ, and today we are going to be talking about something game-changing. Big-time game-changing in WWE SuperCard. This, initially, I really didn't think this was much of a big deal until I started seeing people taking advantage of this big time. Mainly because the last tier in WWE SuperCard really overran. So there may be a slight over-exaggeration as to how important this is, but do not mistake, there is definitely 100% a possibility that this could change WWE SuperCard and the beginning of brand new tiers as we know it. And of course, I am talking about something you have all requested I discuss, reveal, talk about, whatever, and that is unlimited picks. Or seemingly unlimited picks off the board. But before we get into the specifics of how it works, why it works, remember to smash that like button as hard as you can. With, let's just go for a Kinshasa. Remember to subscribe to the channel whilst you're there as well, and turn on that notification bell because YouTube doesn't like to notify people. So let's get right into the crux of this upload, and that is infinite picks off of the board. Now, I've known how to do this for a long time, for about 1 or 2 months, but I always thought, and the general consensus was that there was a limit on how many picks you could have in WWE SuperCard. And I didn't really realize the effect that it could have on the game and at the beginning of a new tier. Before I start talking in detail about this, it is important to understand that this does require you to use another exploit stroke glitch stroke, really at this point most people know how to do it already, which is called the ad glitch. Now, I have gone back to my previous video explaining how to do that and have changed it so it is easier to find now, and I've linked it into the video as well. This is something that allows you to get infinite bouts in Money in the Bank and Road to Glory and Ring Domination, and now allows you to get infinite energies in King of the Ring with the latest update, Royal Rumble bouts, you name it, you can do it with this. You can refill your bouts just by watching ads without having to spend any money if you so wish. And the biggest thing about this ad glitch is there's a lot of people who aren't happy about it. Lots of people have now kind of come to accept it's kind of part of the game. And the fact that Cat Daddy stroke WWE SuperCard stroke 2K haven't fixed it means that they're probably either making, one, a very tidy profit off of it, and let's be honest, companies exist to make money, or two, there is no way to fix it without there being a brand new app, or them changing the ad system, which if it's making them number one, which is money, then that's going to be a problem from a business perspective. If it's making them a load of money, why change something that's broken but not broken, if that makes sense? And honestly, I'd rather than be focusing on making a new event or a new game mode in game, which we've been overdue for about a year, than them going ahead and fixing something which not everyone knows how to do, or something that's actually making the game better. More people seem to be more concerned with other glitches right now than they are with the ad glitch. So one thing I didn't do in my previous upload where I talked about this, because I didn't talk about how to do it on an Android device, which I'm going to show you how to do now. Now, specifically, I'm going to do this on BlueStacks because I didn't know how to do this on BlueStacks beforehand. I'll get myself 2 additional King of the Ring energies. So I've watched my ad, I get myself my 2 additional energies, or your bout, or whatever it is you want. I've now got enough to recharge my King of the Ring. But what happens next? My next game's in 25 minutes. I'm not really interested in playing a couple of games. I've got myself another ad, but what if the ads run out? Which actually, before this, they had run out several times. So what I do here is I'll close down WWE SuperCard. Now when I say close down, I mean physically shut it down completely. Remove it off your screen, get rid of it from your processes. At this next point, you want to go to the settings on your Android device and go to personal, and you'll see Google there. Now, on different Android devices, there is different ways to get hold of this. The iOS method of this is actually in another video. I'll link it into the comment section and into the video itself. So you go to personal, you go to Google, and then you'll see ads. You go to ads, and then you'll see a reset advertising ID. You just click this, and it will tell you that it's going to replace your advertising ID with a new random number. You press this 3 times, You do it twice, but usually it works better for me 3 times. Usually it works. If it doesn't work that time, you go back into SuperCard, you still can't get bounced, come back out, do it again, and it should work. And it seems after over a year that Cat Daddy WWE SuperCard aren't interested in changing it. They've probably got more important things to look at. And like I said, it's probably returning them a nice tidy profit. And as a player, if that improves the game, and as a content creator, personally, I'm not too concerned if they do that. But the next question is, how do you build up those picks on top of each other? Now this one got 51 picks. Now the current limit on WWE SuperCard in terms of picks being able to be gained is limited to 50, which means that you cannot get more than 50 picks off the board. Now you can go slightly over this through the achievements and the login bonus by getting additional picks, because it won't stop you opening the packs. How do I get more? Simply put, you watch an ad. So we're going to get 4 additional draft picks for watching an ad. This part, unfortunately, is the boring part. You got to watch ads over and over and over and over again, and you'll see your draft picks go up. Now, to save those draft picks, and this is something a lot of people ask me, all you need to do is force close the game. There we go, bye-bye WWE SuperCard, it's gone, it's out of the way. I go back into WWE SuperCard again, and those picks have all been saved up. I go back into the game, play a wild mode match, and as you'll see, 55 picks are now available. And I watch another ad. And again, I receive another 4 draft picks. Another game, another victory, another ad, another 4 draft picks. Now, another question I'm going to get from this, and a lot of people ask this, Team Battleground games. Let's go into a Team Battleground game. We are facing off against another team, and this, thankfully, is a team that hasn't energized. So this is going to be pretty simple. Another victory. Most people think that if you pull out a Team Battleground game at this point, you will not get your points, and that is actually untrue. You don't have to see your points pop up on the screen for the points to register in your game. As soon as the game finishes, your game is registered and your points are registered to your score. Go back into Team Battleground, go to my points, and see that I've got 106 points, with only 1 game being played. But one thing you may have noticed as well is that I had run out of ads to use, and this is the point where I again show you that you come out of the game, go to your settings, whichever system you're on, whether it's an iOS, whether it's BlueStacks, whether it's Android, to ads, reset advertising ID, twice, I go for 3 times, go back in to WWE SuperCard with another game, and hopefully there's your ads again. They disappeared, now they're back. Watch another ad, and get ourselves more draft picks, which add on top of the draft picks we've already got. You can keep doing that as long as you want. Now, there was a rumor that 2,000 draft picks was the most we could get, and at one point, I believe a YouTuber known as Rainbow Warrior did 1,000 draft picks off of the board. Now, as far as I'm aware, now there is no limits. In fact, I have seen a screenshot as our picks go up to 67, which I'm now going to pick off of the board. 32,000 plus picks. Yes, I'm not joking. Why is this a bad thing? Why is this not a good thing? Well, technically, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but there is a concern that this might be relied on by too many people. I'm not going to release the details of the person who put that screenshot purely because of privacy reasons. That person actually used this to be able to give themselves a massive advantage at the beginning of the tier. And in fact, I have a screenshot of that person's deck after they used those 32,000 picks. And as far as I'm aware, that person spent 0 on packs. Which raises the concern that if another tier goes the length of WrestleMania 33 tier, could we see this again where someone literally saves up 32,000, 35,000? Is it possible to go over 50,000 in terms of picks? Is it possible to even get to that figure, or was that made up in the first place? You know, you can't believe everything you see on images, but there definitely is a possibility that that could be a real thing. And if it is that a problem or is it not? Now, me personally, I'm not going to give my opinion on this, because every time I do, people shoot me down in the comment section and say, oh my god, JB, you just did this to reveal a glitch so Cat Daddy can fix it. So yes, surprise Shinsuke Nakamura for you. So whilst, yes, I am slightly concerned about this, and the ability to raise that many picks does raise are concerned about people buying packs in the future, especially off the evidence of what we've seen, not everyone in the world of WWE SuperCard is going to see this video, and not everyone is going to have the nerve or patience to wait out that long. There are some that will do it, and there are some who will think that waiting a month to build up 32,000 picks and doing not much else and not putting anything off the board is a bad move. There are some that will see it as quite a smart thing to do, and will use that time not to worry about picks in RTG. Well, the good news is that none of your picks in the main game carry over to the shards in Ring Domination or Team Ring Domination. So you could have 33,000, 100,000 picks, but none of them would actually transfer over to Ring Domination or Team Ring Domination. And with Road to Glory or Team Road to Glory, you literally can just force quit the game, come out of the game completely. You're going to get yourself 10 or 20 pulls at the beginning of the next tier, then I'm not sure many people will say that's a bad thing. So I want to know what your opinions are on this, because it's a point to talk about. Naturally, this is going to trigger a lot of people because I don't know. I can't really answer for those. All I can say to you all is I hope you enjoyed this video. A lot of people who have been asking for this over the last 2 to 3 weeks. And in fact, I've benefited from this by having anywhere up from 100 to 200 to 350 picks available at any one point in my videos. Don't forget before you leave the video to like this video with a Kinshasa. Actually, I just remembered. I said about a Kinshasa and then pulled Nakamura from the board. That's really strange. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel whilst you're there. Until next time, I've been SuperZomGBBQ, and one last thing, and that is to Sonic! Okay, close. Yes. 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 Wrong superstar.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes! Yes!
What?
Yes!